Today we have Brisbane Roller Derby versus Perth Roller Derby. Thank you, thank you. I am Barry and I'm here with Corey, and first we'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land in which we are here today, which is the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I'd like to acknowledge their rich connection to land, and we have been operating out of this venue for over 10 years and would like to acknowledge any First Nations people or Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islanders who might be with us today.
While we've got some time, just as the first lineups are hopping on track, we might run through the rosters for each team if we can get a chance. Do you want to jump in with BCR, Baz?
Absolutely. We have Thunderpuss, Bad Wolf, Happy Little Vegemite, Riley, Kimber Kazi, Scare Bear, Happy Cadaver, Riff Raff, Chaotic K, Axel Rolls, Peppermint Crunch, Jambi, Bow Fracture, Sugars, and Velocity Raptor.
And for our Perth team, we have Wills McCoy, Fatality, Locomotives, Sleek, Molotov, Storm, Peacock, Savage Vegan, Wazer, Jammy Dodger, Boop, that's amazing, Crane, Logie, Cooper, Comatose, Tech, and Bickies, Namazoom, Thorson and Fury Rosa.
Big round of applause for both teams. This is going to be a massive weekend. Can't wait to kick it off.
We've got 15 seconds to our first jam.
And
both teams lined up looking very serious.
Welcome to anyone who is tuning in on the internet as well. What is that called?
The interwebs.
The interwebs.
Excellent. Hopefully your dial-up connection stays strong.
I miss dial-up.
I don't think anyone misses dial-up.
Just the sound. It's quite satisfying when you connect. Jambi and Fatality on the line. Jambi coming up against a front pack from Perth. Excellent tripod as she pushes them up. BCR for lead jammer. Excellent offensive clear by Perth, trying to get Fatality out. Jambi with an epic slice through the pack, gets herself a bit tangled up. Draws a penalty at the same time. That's 4 points for Brisbane. A few people going to the penalty box, Corey.
Got a power jam coming up for Jambi, which isn't a good situation for anyone but BCR.
What an excellent start for Brisbane. Brisbane blockers making light work of that Perth wall. Jambi slicing through like a knife through hot butter, or a hot knife through butter.
I mean, hot butter would be easy to get through.
Absolutely. And an epic apex jump to solidify an amazing first jam. 16 points to Brisbane. We are starting with a power start for Brisbane.
Anyway. All right, power jam start for Riley from BCR, taking that outside line and getting lead almost straight away. Not to be outdone, Fatality going through quickly. Both jammers on their scoring pass. Quick call off from BCR. No points on the board, but 0-0 is definitely a win in this situation.
Great to see both jammers getting out. We've got an exciting game, exciting starts ahead of us, Corey. Next up we have Raptor on the line and Namazoon. Some colourful skates. Let's see what they're going to do. Amazing suck back, Brisbane taking the back line. Perth at the top, little bit of offence from Scare Bear. Excellent hit out there by 5-6 from Perth. Some penalties being called. Now switch, we've got Perth at the back. Raptor coming up the inside line. And Namazoom is our lead jammer. Let's hear it for Perth Roller Derby. Raptor up against a Perth amazing wall at the back. We're seeing some excellent defence tripod work. Amazing hit out there. Excellent work from that pivot from Perth. And Namazoom through. Namazoom approaching a rear pack. Excellent tripod work by Brisbane. And Raptor fighting up the top, trying to get out for their initial pass. Namazoom pushing that wall up, looking strong. We're seeing offense on both walls. Some excellent footwork from Namazoom, seeing if they can fight through the middle. Raptor getting recycled there. Excellent defensive wall. Five seconds being called by one of the coaches. Usually hear that before a jam, Corey. Raptor held at the back by an excellent tripod by Perth. Utilising some forwards blocking techniques, backwards blocking techniques, and another amazing hit out. Boop having an excellent jam here. Strong defensive leader from the Perth Roller Derby. And Raptor through on the inside line. Namazoon held up on the outside. Looks like they're taking their time. And jam is called. Got 8 points for Perth Roller Derby. Smart call off, trying to buy a little bit of time to get their blocker out of the box, Corey.
So close. We've got Chaotic K coming up for their first jam for BCR against the Perth jammer that I will find momentarily.
That is
Comatose.
Comatose.
Oof. Such strong blocking from both teams, even when they're down a blocker. Comatose pushing hard at that front wall. Chaotic K using her awesome strength, trying to work around that Perth wall at the back. We've got our full BCR blocking contingent on track, coming through to get some offense for Chaotic K. Comatose at the front, still pushing. Those BCR blockers are recycling and turning and spinning in an absolute dream for them. Not so for Comatose. All right. Awesome work by Comatose, taking advantage of Bad Wolf, getting a penalty, pushing those blockers out the front to get lead. Comatose now on their scoring pass. Chaotic K still working to get that initial pass through. Such a tough, grinding blocking pack. Yeah, 4 points on the board for Comatose. Unfortunately, another Brisbane blocker penalty. Only 10 seconds left in this jam. Chaotic K trying to make a break for the front of the pack. Get out of that pack for the initial. Ooh. Amazing jam all around.
What an
5
exciting
points.
jam. We've got a game on our hands, Corey. 16 for Brisbane City and 14 for Perth Roller Derby.
Sorry, that was 6 points for Comatose in that last jam. 2-point game, and we've still got 22 minutes in the first half.
Jambi and Namazoom up in next jam. Perth taking a backpack. Jambi trying to slice through on the middle, looking at the inside line. And slicing through. Jambi for lead jammer. Namazoom stuck on a back Brisbane wall. And outside line, excellent juke. 4 points coming up for Brisbane City. Making it look easy. A 2-wall up against Jambi, slicing through on the inside line. And Namazoom fighting up that 2-wall at the top. Perth with 2 in the penalty box. And Jambi slicing through. Another 4 points. That's a 12-point jam. Brisbane City 28, Perth Roller Derby 14.
Bit of a strategic call-off there. We've still got one Perth blocker in the bin. Not for long, but a slight blocker advantage off the start.
Yeah, I feel like it's a game that will come down to start, so excellent to have that advantage.
So we've got Riley taking the inside line on that straightaway to get lead for Brisbane. Sorry, BCR are in the red with Perth in the black. Our Perth jammer, Dammy Dodger, still pushing that strong tripod out the front while Riley's on their first scoring pass. Speaking of strong tripods, Riley's being met with a lot of resistance at the back of the pack. Oh, nice work. Jammy Dodger making the most of a no-pack situation to push out the front. And we had Riley calling it off before Jammy could get back to get any points. And scoring a nice 1-point jam, bringing BCR up to 29 versus Perth Roller Derby's 14 points with 20 minutes to go in the first half.
Next jam, we have Raptor up against Fatality. Fatality taking the outside for an excellent spin around the last blocker for lead jammer. Raptor close behind them. One Perth blocker heading to the box. Let's see what this looks like. And a smart quick call off by Fatality for a quick 3 points. Hit it and quit it Derby at its best, Corey.
Oh, I love it. Like, I wasn't lucky enough to go to Tropicarnage last year, but there are so many, like, Derby dream people that I'm getting to watch today. Our BCR jammer, Chaotic K, who's about to come up, is one of them.
Agreed. Really enjoyed watching them on the screen last year. Namazoom and Chaotic K.
Next jam is up. Chaotic K for BCR, coming up against Namazoom for Perth. Chaotic K using her strength. Just pushing those blockers forward, still trying to get through on that inside first turn. Well, Namazoom's working with, or working against the Brisbane pack at the back. Chaotic K out the front, getting lead as the Perth Jammers, the Perth team get their full blocking contingent on track. Namazoom out on their initial pass. Chaotic K coming through to get some points.
Excellent hit there by Boop at the end of that jam. Hitting the jammer and not giving up their point.
This is definitely a game for that quick call off. We score, you don't. Just slowly chipping away at the scores.
Yeah, I'm seeing the pack be really responsive after we do see lead jammers, making the call to stay on D or switch to O. Okay, we've got Jambi up against Fatality for our next jam. Backline start, good to see. And makes quick of the inside line. Jambi for our lead jammer. Fatality spinning around the outside line, coming up against Scare Bear, getting the head out. Perth with the back line. Jambi rolling through, searching for points, round the outside, and calls it off for a neat 4 points.
All right, we are off for jam number 10. Riley, super quick lead jammer. Unfortunately for Locomotives, getting a penalty on their initial pass, giving Riley a power jam. And a quick call off, icing that Perth jammer in the bin, getting a power jam start.
Some great rainbow arms there from Riley. I'm really enjoying seeing this jammer. So that means Brisbane will start with a power start. Raptor up on the line. And pack advantage for Brisbane. Raptor taking on one blocker at the back, up against Wheels McCoy, who gets in an excellent hit, but it is Raptor for lead jammer. Let's hear it for Raptor.
Let's hear it for Raptor's juking. That's amazing.
Agreed, agreed. Oh, another great juke to the in, making their legs kind of like extendo legs. And Locomotive back in the plaque. We have two jammers on. More amazing jukes and rainbow arms from Raptor in the middle of the pack, pushing through. Locomotives up against Scare Bear, I believe. No, Puss for an excellent head out on the inside line. Both jammers been recycled. Excellent tripod work from Perth as Raptor tries to move around, getting their points for this scoring jam. Locomotives on their initial pass. And Locomotives up against a three wall. If you're watching online, you probably can't see everything that's happening because the pack is about 40 feet long at the moment. Got Raptor at the back and some bridging there all the way to the top. Locomotives fighting for their life against a two wall. And they're through, getting lots of love from the bench, from the crowd. That was an 8-point jam for Brisbane. So scores are 45 points for Brisbane, 17 points for Perth. We've got 14 minutes remaining in the first half.
And we've got a full contingent of skaters on track for both teams, which is great to see. All right, we've got Chaotic K coming up against Comatose for Perth Roller Derby. Chaotic K trying to push through on that outside line. And getting through on the inside line. Beautiful work, not to be outdone. Comatose maybe 10 feet behind Chaotic K. Bit of jammer on jammer blocking. And it's another one of those nil-nil's a win situation. Chaotic K calling it off.
And if you're playing bingo at home, jammer on jammer is definitely a Tim Tam. So help yourself to a Tim Tam on your bingo board. Not something you see every jam, Corey. It's very exciting.
It's not. Personally, I try and avoid it because I overcommit and then get a penalty. We
have a team time out for Brisbane. let's take an opportunity to welcome our amazing officials for today. A big round of applause for all of our excellent officials. And in a moment, we will read through who those beautiful humans are.
All right, we've got our amazing tournament head official, Bruzy.
Whoop, whoop.
And our skating officials, we have Jamjet, Sharky, Kim, Skate Spear, Jackie, Disaster Chief, and Mel, wearing the stripes, skating around. Our head NSO is Bullseye, with our jam timer being Cam. Bullseye also in the penalty box with Toots and Quartz. We've got Kai, PMS, and Helsnar personing our scoreboards. And our lineup trackers, Grapple, Quinn, and our alternate official, Ruby. Let's hear it for our amazing officials making the Derby happen.
Thank you, officials. Without you, we would not be able to do anything. We would just be adults rolling into each other.
I mean, adults is a broad term for most Derby skaters.
Agreed. Okay, we're back on for Jam 13, Jambi versus Namazoom. A common matchup we're seeing today, Corey.
I do appreciate the jammer matching that's happening because there's some amazing clashes happening on track.
Jambi bouncing from inside to outside, inside to outside. They are through for lead jammer. Namazoom just behind them. Oh, and a forearm penalty to Namazoom. Jambi's got a power jam. Juking to the outside. Quick 4 points. Looking really strong. Coming through, we've got Brisbane at the back, Perth at the front. And that outside line, it's looking extra juicy today. Jambi making it look easy out there. And we are on the widest part of the track, mixing it up, taking the inside line with an excellent classic Jambi leap. And Namazoom returning to the track, facing a formidable three-wall by Brisbane Roller Derby. And Jambi in the seam, getting hit out, recycled by, I believe, Boop and Wheels. I would not want to be facing those two. And slicing through the middle. And we have Namazoom fighting up now, up against the front wall. There's players everywhere, and Jambi spits out for another 4 points, looking strong. 25 seconds remaining on the jam. Got a bit of a chaotic pack. Jambi approaching, coming through, finding a Perth tripod. Excellent defense from both teams today. We're seeing triangles, we're seeing rotates, and Namazoom through on the inside line. And Brisbane bench having lots of strong opinions then. Jam is called. And a massive 20-point jam for Jambi. Let's hear it for Jambi. Great jam.
All right, we've got Riley on the track jamming for BCR. Fatality jamming for Perth. BCR are down 2 blockers. In the bin, Fatality getting out for lead, while Riley's still trying to push through a very strong Perth wall. Oh, beautiful duking. Going to the out, back to the in. Now BCR blockers trying to get some offense in for Riley before Fatality comes back through. Fatality hit to the inside, drawn back. We've got our full BCR blocking contingent on track. With Riley still pushing out the front. Our poor head ref, their shoulders would be so sore trying to manage pointing at this pack. Riley looking very strategic out the front, waiting for that offense to come through. Meanwhile, Fatality through on second scoring pass, I believe. really strong blocking from both teams. There's a lot of jammers being locked down in a scrum, which is not where you want to be. Great hit to the inside on fatality. Riley has made their way through that really tough Perth blocking pack. And fatality calls it off before they could get back around. Amazing 12-point jam.
What an epic jam for Perth, Corey. That was fantastic.
I love Derby where you look at the scoreboards and you go, okay, it's about 30 points different, but we just had a 20-0 jam and a 12-0 jam. It's 3 jams away from being tied or a lead change.
That's right, still anyone's game. And we have Raptor coming up against a new jammer for Perth, Jamie Dodger, making light work of those Brisbane blockers, but gets shanked on the inside by Raptor. Raptor coming through, looking super strong for lead jammer. Both jammers out. Let's see what happens in the pack. Hearing the points call from BCR bench. An amazing juke to the in. Raptor with 1 point. That 1 point could make all the difference, Corey. So, excellent jam.
The precision of the call-offs from both teams and the jam refs for calling it that quickly, where you can get that, like, you get 1 point, they get nothing. It's amazing at this level.
That's right. There's nothing worse than being lead jammer and calling it, only to see the other team score as well.
All right, we've got Chaotic K for BCR, Namazoom for Perth. Chaotic K getting out for super quick lead. BCR a down 1 blocker. Hopefully Namazoom can make the most of that, even though there are still 3 BCR blockers on track, which is a bit formidable. Chaotic K on her scoring pass at the back of the pack, doing the absolutely exhausting, grinding jamming of pushing 3 humans who don't want to move. Namazoom's out on their scoring pass. Oh, beautiful footwork to the inside from Chaotic K. Calling it off for a 4-0 jam.
And we have Kimbo Kazi being released from the penalty box while Riff Raff takes a seat. 70 points, Brisbane City Rollers, 29 Perth Roller Derby. Just under 6 minutes remaining.
Also a very vocal crowd in-house.
Perth taking the back line. Late minute change. We've got a jammer line start. And Jambi through for G Lemmer. Lead jammer on the inside. Fatality making short work of the outside. The pack picking up the speed. Let's see what's going to happen. And Jamie encouraging her teammate to get going. A little bit of jammer defense, my favourite thing to see. And smart call off there by Jamie, getting Riff Raff out of the penalty box. 0-0 jam, but still gains were made, Corey.
I'm just loving the super smart strategic play from both teams. Like Jambi, slowing the other jammer down just those couple of seconds so they could get their blocker out of the bin.
Yeah, it's easy to call it if you see a blocker deep, but they did a good job holding their own.
All right, we've got Riley jamming for BCR and Comatose for Perth. Riley getting drawn back to the very, very back of the pack, while Comatose is pushing hard out the front. Riley trying to take that outside line while Axel Rolls is in there doing some offense, trying to help them get out. While out the front of the pack, we've got Comatose still pushing. Comatose out for lead with Brisbane having a blocker. Sorry, Riley out for lead, my bad. While Brisbane have a blocker advantage on track. Comatose still trying to get through that Brisbane blocking triangle that just keeps rotating and getting back in front and twirling. Unfortunately, not twirling towards freedom for Comatose.
Yeah, what a two-wall by Brisbane. They're doing an excellent job holding Comatose at the front.
All right, Comatose through on their first scoring pass. Immediately, jam is called by Brisbane. All right, we've got Perth coming in, calling an official review. I might hop into the middle of the track and see what that's all about.
In the meantime, I'd like to do a big shout out to our sponsor, S1 Roller Derby. Big thank you to S1. It's recently come on board as a sponsor for the All-Stars and travel team, both our A and B team. We're really excited to continue our partnership with them and feel safe and protected in our S1 gear. Thank you. Scores are Brisbane City 73 and Perth Roller Derby 29. We've got 3 minutes remaining in the first half, and in a moment we'll hear a little bit about what this official review is about.
All right, I have nosed my way into the official chat. Perth were looking for a back block on the Brisbane jammer on that initial pass. Our amazing officials had a detailed discussion, decided that no penalty would stand. So Perth have lost their official review for the rest of this half, which admittedly is only 3 minutes. We've got Jambi coming up for Brisbane with Fatality at the back of the pack for Perth. Beautiful spin for Fatality, getting out, getting lead like an absolute superstar. And Fatality with the power jam as Jambi heads into the penalty box. Really fast pack with Brisbane trying to keep those points. Fatality coming through for an not easy, but 4 points.
Making it look easy, although I'm sure it's absolutely not. What a game Fatality's having, Corey.
Oh, amazing game. Porpoise being goated at the back, stuck back there, being blocked by that awesome Perth crew, keeping the pack back to hopefully get Fatality out and break the pack for him. Jambi is out of the bin, on track, looking to get through. I believe Jambi's still on their initial pass. Yeah, Jambi's still working on their initial pass. With 2 Perth blockers in the bin, Jambi gets through. Fatality on their 4th scoring pass. Trying to get 28 seconds left in the jam. It looks like they're running it a bit longer.
This is chaos, Corey. Things going everywhere.
It's chaos. Perth might be waiting for their blockers to get out of the bin, willing to give up a few points. Such precise timing calling off that jam. Massive 20-point jam for fatality, bringing Perth up to 49 points with Brisbane on 77.
That's right. Sometimes it's worth running the jam, taking the risk. Excellent play by Perth there. Excellent spins by fatality. Really enjoying their style. More spins, says the crowd. All right, next jam. We got Raptor up against Jammy Dodger. Coming up on the front, fast footwork. Bouncing off blockers, there's bodies flying everywhere. Raptor, our lead jammer. Let's hear it for Raptor. And we have a power jam for BCR. Raptor coming out with their fantastic jukes, facing a Perth wall at the back. Making light work of those blockers, dodging through for 4 points. And calling off the jam.
All right, Brisbane calling the jam off whilst the Perth blocker Jammy Dodger is still in the bin, doing some very quick mechanical repairs. Barry's off to be an amazing human and help them out. And that is intermission. Halftime scores have Brisbane City Rollers on 81 points with Perth on 49. We've got around 15 minutes. Everyone in the venue make the most of being able to go to the bathroom. Everyone at home, go to the bathroom as you will. Grab a beverage, and we will be back with y'all in around 14 minutes. Enjoy.
In 2010, we took soft foam helmets from every brand, including S1, into the testing lab and discovered that every single one of them failed current helmet safety standards. This is a soft foam helmet. It has a hard plastic outer shell and soft foam inserts. The problem with soft foam helmets is that impact energy travels directly through these helmets and rattles the brain. Soft foam helmets do not pass high impact or multiple impact certification tests. The inner foam mold is what does all the impact dispersion in the S1 Lifer helmet. We batch test every production run of helmets to ensure the quality and consistency of every S1 Lifer helmet made. Get a Lifer, be a Lifer.
This is the totally redesigned Lifer Visor helmet from S1. Featuring our patented Fusion foam, this helmet has the impact protection you've come to expect from an S1 helmet and is both multiple impact and high impact certified. Our new custom visor is made with a high impact polycarbonate lens, which is optically correct and features our patented cover catcher, which allows for multiple covers to be worn with easy on-off. The outside lens has an anti-scratch activation and function are actualized.
S1 Helmets has raised the bar for helmet quality and safety. We batch test every production run of S1 Lifer helmets to ensure the consistency and reliability of quality we have set for an S1 Lifer helmet. The S1 Lifer helmet is tested to make sure that the Fusion foam is soft enough to diffuse energy to the head in multiple low force impacts and dense enough to just get a Lifer, be a Lifer.
The S1 Pro knee pad is built to last and perform, blending highly durable fabrics and materials into an innovative design with exceptional craftsmanship. We use a very tough, military-grade ballistic nylon for the outer shell material. We triple-stitched every seam to prevent blowouts and reinforced all of the straps with additional stitching. Our top straps are made with a high-retention elastic that minimizes excessive stretching and incorporates a length adjustment system to allow you to lengthen or shorten the top strap. The inner knee cup mold is streamlined and deep-fitting and features a 4-tiered foam system, combining varying densities of foam with shock-dispersing foam to achieve polycarbonate plastic for durability. The S1 Pro knee pad, stability, durability.
For it, I think it was worth it. Into it for our jam number 2 of the Tri-State tournament.
All right, we've got Velocity Raptor up for BCR. And just looking for the numbers. Namazoom for Perth. Velocity Raptor getting through on that outside with an amazing toe-stop run. Namazoom about half a track behind. 2 BCR blockers in the bin. Be interesting to see if Velocity Raptor calls it. Oh! Amazing jump from Namazoom going through for that first scoring pass.
She can't
4
believe
points
it.
on the board.
Big smile on her face, coming around.
Raptor calling it off. 3 points for BCR in that jam, 4 for Perth. BCR still have 1 blocker in the bin, Axel Rolls, standing up, ready to jump on track. Not quite yet.
And for those on the live stream, please let us know who are you cheering for in the stream. We will read out your comment. Next jam, Jambi coming up against Comatose. Comatose pushing up, Brisbane Wall at the front. Jambi approaching, 1 blocker to beat, and lead jammer, Water 2 Brisbane. Comatose stashing the star as they fight through edge to edge. Perth taking a through wall at the back. Jambi approaching, and an excellent slice, but Wheels McCoy says no thank you. Blocking to the outside, and some quick spinny work. We have 4 points on the board for Brisbane.
That Brisbane tripod out the front of Happy Little Vegemite, Axel Rolls.
What an
Who else?
excellent defensive wall. Jambi with some quick
beautiful.
work around the outside and calling it off, striking her hips for another 4 points. And scores are Brisbane Punk Blockers 98, Perth West Coast Evils 53.
Like we said before, a couple of big jams from either side could completely blow this out of the water. All right, we've got Riley jamming for the Punk Blockers and Jamie Dodger for West Coast Evils. Amazing footwork on the outside by Riley, doing a spin, toe stop, running to the end, and a brilliant hit out there.
Beautiful spin to the out by Riley. What a promising jammer that we want to see more of already.
Doug trying,
Having to think about what they've done.
looking slightly flippant about whatever they did.
Could be thinking about snacks. And we have a lead jammer. Let's hear it for Jamie Dodger. That's after over 1 minute.
All right. Riffraff back on track, so both teams are going to start with a full contingent of skaters. But
Oh, and 0 points there on that jam, Corey. I was hoping maybe there'd be one sneaky point there for all that effort.
I mean, a minute for the initial pass is an absurd amount of effort.
Have you tried to do pushing a wall for a whole minute? It's quite hard.
It's not my favourite time.
Okay, next jam is up. We've got 2 tripods, a 2-wall up the front, and Comatose is our lead. Unfortunately, getting a cut
Pack.
Agreed, it's starting to get quite physical out there. We love a solid game of roller derby. Faye coming up on the inside. William Shakespeare says no, it is a back block. Fatality having a seat in the S1 penalty box.
Raptor back on track. This jam will go for the full 2 minutes. We've got 52 seconds left. So it's all points for the jammers when they're on track.
Brisbane doing some excellent group offense, trying to get Raptor out of the jam. Excellent spin, around wheels. Great move by Raptor for another 4 points. This is hard-hitting derby, everybody.
Honestly, Raptors juking, speechless.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying watching that large step from them as well. Oh, and the inside line. Fatality says, yes, please, I will take that. Untouched. And what a finish. 4 seconds to go. Brisbane says, quick, let's run away. And Faye to score just 1 point. So blockers. What a jam. That was a little bit of everything. We have 7 points for Perth, 9 points.
Namazoom's still pushing through on that rough Punk Blockers. Pack out the front.
We've got a one-hander move right there. Jambi saying, I'm out. No, I'm not. Just kidding. And jumping through to the inside. I'm going to add that to your Tim Tam bingo card for everyone playing at home.
Oh, great blocking out the front by Scare Bear. Unfortunately, did get a penalty, but slowed Namazoom down significantly to get out in their initial, letting Jambi get 8 points unopposed for that jam. Sorry, I did miss a star pass where Thorsten was pushing out the front. So we've got Punk Blockers on 113, West Coast Evils, still Barry's favourite number 66 with 20 minutes to go in the game.
Okay, next jam, Riley up against Comatose. Len Comatose says, that's enough, thanks, and calls the jam. Got 4 points for Perth.
Doing on that off that jam line.
Tell you what, Corey, we've just redone the floor here, and it might look nice. It is extremely grippy, which makes everything harder to push.
I've heard it's also a slightly different colour now that it's clean. Like you can see the paint.
Yeah. Yeah, we've cleaned off the grime.
Fatality, taking that outside line to get leads super fast. Well, Velociraptor
What a
unfortunately getting a penalty.
Oh, we have a power jam for Fatality. Spin to win on the out. Amazing move. Sometimes I think they do it in purpose in front of us.
I mean, I appreciate it.
Velociraptor taking a seat in the S1 penalty box.
Those West Coast Evil offense coming through, making the space, getting Fatality out for another 4 points.
And we have Brisbane with a front, 3-wall at the front. Great catch on the jammer. Some offense coming through. Oh, and a hit out.
Well, Raptors back on track, pushing through that really strong Evils pack at the back.
And another amazing spin there by Fatality. Really evasive moves. Just when the blocker thinks they've got them, they really just use that momentum to spin around. Very impressive. Bit of a juke to the in there by Faye. Unfortunately, getting hit out. Excellent move there by 2-2-1. That is Bad Wolf. Some excellent defense. And called the jam. What an epic jam. That was 12 points, everybody. No, I stand corrected. 15 points for Perth. Round of applause there. Great work, Fatality. Great work, Perth blockers and everybody.
Also calling out the great offense by 328 Peacock from Perth at the last few steps of that jam. It was so nice to see. All right, 14 minutes left in the game. We've got Jambi for the Punk Blockers and Namazoom for West Coast Evils. Jambi pushing the front of the pack, making the most of that no-pack situation. Getting out for lead. Namazoom trying to push through that inside line. Still working on their initial pass. Only one blocker left to beat. Unfortunately, that is Scare Bear out the front.
Namazoom one-on-one against Scare Bear, and they are out. We've got Jambi being recycled on the inside with a bit of a leap, and they are calling it.
It's a big jump to the inside by Jambi. I always love a jump, whether you land it or not.
Right. And I'm just going to have a little bit of a talk to myself about not announcing what's happening too soon for the opponent.
It is really hard not to predict what's about to happen, so no one on track gets the advantage of us going, hey, your jammer's coming back out. Get ready, gang.
That's right. Okay, next jam, we have Comatose and Riley. Brisbane taking a back line. Comatose hit. Amazing jump by Riley, looking very Scald Eagle-esque. And Comatose on the outside for lead jammer. Riley up against a 2-wall by Perth, trying for the push and getting out. We have Comatose approaching the wall. Excellent slice in the middle.
Good
bouncing
offense.
Around.
Sorry, good offense coming through by Logi, trying to get Comatose a few more extra points. They might be running this jam a bit longer.
Really quick jukes there from Riley coming through, and Comatose fighting up the top against that 3-wall. Bad Wolf out there again. Some excellent blocking by them on the inside line. Not an easy position.
So we've got the Punk Blockers with a 4-2 blocker advantage, meaning they've got a few blockers spare, people to do offense, people to mess things up.
And some fancy footwork to the out. Gets Riley out of the pack. And Comatose calls it for another 4 points.
So
again, another good example of going long. So I think we have an 8-4 differential there for Perth.
Maybe it was just a 4-4.
No, 4-4, my mistake.
So our scores are our punk blockers at 120 points, West Coast Eagles on 89. Cam, our jam timer, did a whistle. Something is going to pause the game for a reason.
We have
Possibly
an official
our
review
officials.
for Perth.
Excellent. I will go and be a creep and listen what's happening.
Fantastic. In the meantime, thanks for all your love on the live stream. I thought there was a player called Frozen, but that's just some comments about the live stream occasionally freezing, so apologies for that. Unless your roller derby name is Frozen, then go Frozen. Okay, we're getting a bit of love for Faye, spinning, offense. We're getting some amazing love for Happy Little Vegemite, some Let's Go Perth, and more love for Frozen, the player or the movie, or a comment on the stream. Apologies. If it's freezing, we will do our best to keep you online. But please keep commenting and we will read out your comments. How many penalties is Lodgy up to? We will find out for you, Headhunter. All right. Official timeout for Perth. Great opportunity to say thank you to our officials. We love you. We can't do this without you. No team has any player with more than 3 penalties, which I feel like is quite a cryptic answer to your question. Thank you for the feed. You're welcome, Bix. Spinning is the action, not a player. Thank you, Rebecca Burton. BCR 222 is my idol. Happy Little Vegemite getting a lot of love on the live stream. 222, they're deep in conversation. Can they hear that we're talking about them?
All right, so
You rock, that's all we're saying.
it's a little creepy. You've been a bit creepy, Baz.
Apologies. Okay, next
Really
jam.
quickly,
Here we go.
That official review, Perth were looking for a high block on the BCR jammer from the initial part of the jam. There wasn't enough ref eyes on it, so the no call will stand, and PCR have lost. They have lost their official review for the half. Wow, that was an awesome spin out the front. Sorry, we're back on the current jam with Jambi out for lead, Fatality doing incredible spins for the West Coast Eagles. Only one blocker out the front left to beat. Fatality coming through on her first scoring pass.
And a one-footed spin while calling it off. Excellent work there from Jambi, scoring another 3 points. That's a 7-point jam. Punk blockers 127. West Coast Evils at 89.
Oh, I only just got the West Coast Evils pun. It's related to the sports ball, I believe.
Yes, I believe it is a sports ball comment. It takes years to get these puns sometimes, I tell you what. Okay, next up, we have Raptor against Comatose. Bo Fracture doing an excellent job holding them, but it is Raptor up the inside line with a little hop to secure lead jammer. 9 minutes to go of the game. Perth taking a back wall. And we have Comatose fighting up the top. A little bit of offense there. Raptor duking their way through, into out. And a massive hit from 328. That is Peacock from Perth. Excellent hit. And again, we're in Scrum Town. And we have a star pass. Unfortunately, we're not going to see Boop Jam, which I would like to lodge a complaint about that, actually.
Can we officially review something?
Yeah, I would like to.
We haven't for either half. Surely we've got at least one left.
We could unofficially review.
I've reviewed it, and I don't think it's fair.
Okay, agreed.
We retain our review, and we've got 10 minutes to use it again.
Next up, we have Chaotic K up against Namazoom. A bit of a split pack. Let's see what happens.
Chaotic K going for that inside line, being met with a super strong Evils blocking team. We've got Scare Bear in there, making some room, doing offense.
Wheels McCoy having a little sit down in the S1 penalty box as Chaotic K pushes up the top against a 3-ball. No lead jammer yet.
Oh, beautiful work there by Teo, getting Chaotic K out just on that first corner, running her back, creating some room so Namazoom is pushing out the front. Oh, so close.
Amazing offense there. Our brains were aligned. We just said the same thing at the same time. No lead jammer yet until up the inside line.
Maybe.
We've got Chaotic K. Teo says no. 1-on-1. There's bodies flying everywhere. And we have Chaotic K as our lead jammer. Let's give her some love.
Namazoom in the middle of the pack. We had the signal from our jam timer cam that the West Coast Evils have had a star pass.
Star pass to Thorson, 88. And a quick call off there by Brisbane says, no, thank you. We do not want to see Thorson jam.
Can we just check the vibe in the venue? Who wants to see our pivots jam and actually get a chance to jam once they get the star?
Can we influence a woofter game? We want it. Okay, next up we have Faye up against Riley, I believe. Faye around the outside, coming up against a front wall. Riff Raff holding strong up against offense. Peacock doing an excellent job. Spin to win around the alley for your lead jammer. Says no. And Riley through on their initial pass. Puss re-entering the pack legally after a bit of a spool. And fatality.
So there's a power jam for the West Coast Evils.
And you know, I was just going to say, these things happen where sometimes you slip over and someone falls, and it's just an unfortunate low block penalty there for Riley. Bit of a whoopsie. We can blame someone's butt sweat, I think. That's probably what caused it.
From their butt.
I would put money on it that that's a butt sweating guilty person.
Like it couldn't...
We will be lodging an incident report. Thank you, LaRage. No, actually, nobody talk about the safety of this building. Okay, moving on.
I mean, it's a beautiful venue. Like, so scenic. The architecture's amazing.
And sometimes it rains inside. I mean, that's just a premium feature.
Oh, it's amazing. Not every building, and especially not every derby venue, can rain inside. It's a real treat.
But that said, we are pretty lucky to have a purpose-built venue just for us. We've had this factory for over 10 years, and we absolutely love her. We really do. And we're doing our best to keep patching her up, bit by bit. Here we are.
Cam, our jam timer, making it known to everyone in Perth and Queensland, whether or not you're on the live stream, that we are back for, what are we at? Jam number 17.
Power start for Namazoom coming up the outside. Wheels doing some excellent offense, swinging around. Namazoom up against so many blockers, just recycling. They're up the front. King strong up against a 3-wall. Let's see what's going to happen. Perth blockers have decided higher priorities to take the back wall to stop Riley coming through. Lead jammer is open. Namazoom pushing through, 2 blockers to beat, coming up the top. And we have our lead jammer.
Riley at the back.
Through for an...
Can we get another huge cheer for our officials, both skating and non-skating?
Whoop, whoop. A shout out to Zach's. Jambi says no. We've got Jambi on. Fatality coming around. 2, 1. Blocker to beat. Blocker stringing out. And it is
out.
Scare Bear at the top there. Not sure. Fatality coming around for their scoring pass. Touched. That's how I like to jam. Much more efficient. And approaching their next pass, we've got Brisbane at the top. Perth deciding to come in, a little bit of offence coming through. Great hit out there by Jambi, not often seen as a blocker. Taking the pivot position. Fatality coming around, looking at the outside. Excellent coordinated offence. One to beat.
Oh, nicely done on the outside. And we've got Riley back on track. Jammer Star in hand. Geared up, ready to go.
I believe that is Thunderpuss, who's been doing some excellent one-on-one work there by the punk blockers.
And we have had a star pass to Jambi for the punk blockers. Doing a check of the scoreboard, looking at the time. So West Coast Eagles calling it off before Jambi could come through and get any points.
And that's a 12-point jam for Fatality. This is still anybody's game. So 129 punk blockers, 110 West Coast Eagles, 2 minutes remaining. We love a close game. Let's make it a overtime jam. I'd like to make a request. Make a request for an overtime jam.
I would love an overtime jam. I have never seen one in actual gameplay.
For BCR, some love for the jammers, some love for Thornton, Boop, Peacock. Thank you for everyone tuning in on the live stream. We are working on a few of those little glitches. Advertised! Jambi making moves up the outside. Comatose coming through, hitting each blocker, duking to the in. A little bit of offense coming through, and she calls off the jam. Icing Jambi out. We have 4 points.
So we have a 15-point difference. Punk blockers on 129. West Coast Eagles 114. A minute 20 left to go in the half, which will be slightly less by the time we start this jam.
These are the moments that we train for. End of game scenarios. 5 seconds to go. And Perth up the front. Bit of offense there coming through. Jambi going on again. Around the outside, we've got Fatality approaching that excellent tripod in the middle. Jambi slicing through, running into her wall, their wall, everyone's wall. Coming up the outside for lead jammer. 40 seconds remaining on the period clock.
Fatality is out, maybe a third of a track behind and gaining.
Safe to say, this is what Brisbane wanted. And a butt first slice there by Jambi. Let's see if anything happens in the next 30 seconds. The score 132 Brisbane, 114 Perth. And it looks
getting
like
very aggressive encouragement from our... Hey.
Oh, it looks like Perth has called a timeout.
Possibly the biggest cheer of the game from our spectators here who were actively screaming at Perth to call a timeout.
That's right. Sometimes we're just cheering for roller derby.
Derby in general is the best.
2 seconds left on the game clock.
Oh.
That's it. Big cheer for roller derby. Thank you, Slamazon, for starting that one.
You got to be the cheer squad you want to see in the world.
That's right. And might I just say how exciting it is to come to your local venue and play some WFTDA sanctioned games. Massive thank you for Perth, for Brisbane, for officials, for spectators, everyone coming down. It's quite amazing. Usually we have to get on an aeroplane or drive somewhere very far away, so really appreciate being able to host here. Thank you.
Just putting out there, Baz, possibly some of the people on track had to get on a plane to get here.
We're very grateful.
Like, being local is amazing, and we appreciate the extra efforts. Anyway, 2 seconds left in the half. last jam. Namazoom versus Jambi. Namazoom getting run back by Scare Bear. Jambi, lead jammer. Amazing toe stop hop on the outside line. West Coast Eagles trying to run out the front. Avoid getting those points called.
And that's the game. Unofficial score. 4 points to Brisbane, 0 to Perth. Massive thank you for everybody who tuned in online or came in person or participated today. Final score, unofficial, 136.
Still unofficial, got to wait for our jam refs and scorekeepers to make sure.
And there's the rolling whistle. Massive round of applause for both of our teams. Kicking off the Tri-State tournament for today. Our next game will be Perth Roller Derby West Coast Eagles versus VRDL's Thunder. But before then, we're going to do some high fives. So if you'd like to do a high five of the skaters, please make your way to the edge of the track. If you're online, show us some love. Who did you like watching?
Put your hand out for a high five anyway, even if you're online. I'm sure the teams will appreciate it and really know what's happening.
Lots of love for both teams coming through the live feed here. Thank you for tuning in. It's great to be able to share roller derby, not just within the venue, but all across the globe, and to make this sport more accessible.
All right, congratulations to the Punk Blockers with the first win for the Tri-State Showdown tournament.
Yeah,
Is that what it's called?
either or. We're flexible.
For the weekend.
Yeah.
First win of the weekend.
Yep.
Congrats to the West Coast Eagles for making it so tough on the Punk Blockers and skating absolutely brilliantly.
Yeah, it was a really close game. Great to see solid triangles. Great to see a bit of a snapshot of what roller derby in Australia looks like. Some fantastic teams as Brisbane take their winner's circle, high fives going around. Something I love about this sport is you can play fierce on the track and then have a chat to someone afterwards about how excellent they played against you. It's a really great community atmosphere here today.